Yo, what's up with it, everybody? It's your boy Ant coming to you live here from my home in Dallas, Texas. I know we got the Instagram folks over here, we got the Facebook, LinkedIn. Hey, welcome everybody. Hey, as you're coming on in, while we waiting on Facebook and LinkedIn and everybody let all the platforms let everybody know that I'm live. I would love to see where everybody's getting a chance to tune in from. So let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're catching a recording, maybe in the comments put that you're catching a recording. Maybe. Hey, I love to get a shout out for everybody where they tuning in from. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got my cousin JJ on here. We got Michelle. Uh, hey, welcome, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is in the house. Let's see where else we got. Where we got a couple of people getting a chance to tune in from. Today's topic is risk. For anybody that wants to, the head shine. Yeah, Kim Folk, I shined it up. That was about 2 days ago. I probably need this new shave now, but about 2 days ago. It might be this ring light I got here. Uh, hey everybody. Hey, yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from. Today's topic is risk. Risk. We're gonna talk about risk. You know, the importance of risk. And I believe everybody has risk in their life that they got to take. So we'll get this party started here. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's go ahead and kick it off here, you guys. Like always, I love to start off with a question. So my question for everybody is, which I'm pretty sure I could probably answer this question for everybody, is do you have something in your life that you want to change, or something in your life or maybe something that you want to add to your life? Do you have something in your life that you want to change or add to your life? And I'm pretty sure everybody would say yes. Because in life, there's always going to be things that we want to change, and there's always probably things that we want to add. No matter what it is, how big, how small, it's always something that we want to do there. Because, and with that being said, to do that in your life, to change something or add something, it's going to come with risk. You're going to have to be willing to take risk. I don't care if it's something that's maybe you're in school, maybe you're growing up and you're in school and you want to take a risk to try out. Maybe you feel that you're good enough to try out for the school basketball team or the school football team or the school track team. See, it doesn't matter how small or how big or how young or how old. Maybe you're about to go off to college and you want to apply for a certain school. You got to do the college application. You're taking a risk on possibly getting rejected. We got Sandy McFarland. We got a couple of people coming on. Yeah, continue. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It also doesn't matter if you're taking a risk applying for a new job or a new position at a job. Starting a business. Maybe you got a business. Maybe you got a business endeavor that you want to try, or you're trying a side project or something of that nature. Joining a club. Maybe it's a club. I know, for instance, in my company that I'm in right now, they created a club that I want to be a part of, but I know it's going to take risks to get there. It's going to take effort and different things of that nature, So, and I found this quote by Jim Rohn. It reminded me of it because I seen it years ago, but it says, if you're not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, so if you're not willing to change or do something different than what you're normally used to, you will have to settle for the ordinary. So the way I took that is, if you aren't willing to take a risk or change, then whatever life that you have going on, that's pretty much what you're used to. That's what you're going to be stuck to. So I wanted to come on here and share that because I believe everybody in every part of their life at some point got to take a risk. Matter of fact, just driving your car is taking a risk. You're taking a risk. Prayers was going up, and I'm still praying for my boy. A good friend of mine was in a car accident. I just seen it before I was actually typing the information on my for the live here on Instagram, and it just seen it. He took a risk getting behind the wheel and driving, and had he known that he had been missing for days, and thank God, he was okay and everything of that nature, but it was a risk getting behind the wheel. It's always a risk, no matter what it is in your life, no matter where you are in your life, it's a risk. You got to risk something. And, so whether you take the risk or you lose the choice. See, I also remember when my grandparents was here that the risk of them driving was, okay. My grandpa drove for so many years, but when I got to a certain age, he just like, well, okay, I don't want to risk that anymore. And then he eventually forgot how to drive, pretty much. He pretty much had forgotten because it was a choice that he chose to, well, I just let my grandson drive or my granddaughter drive or somebody else do it. And then he lost that choice. But that's the same thing for you. Think about some of those examples I gave. You got the risk of going to try out for that team. But if you don't, then you don't get the choice. You lose your choice of even having the possibility of making a team or that job or that college application that you failed to apply for. So you lose the choice if you don't take action and take the risk. So, like always, I have some tips for you guys. I hope this is making sense for you. But I have some tips that I believe can really, really help you out. And tip number one is knowing your why. Knowing your personal why. Why is it that you want that change? Why is it that you want to add that to your life? Why is it that, what is the change that you want? Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe you say, hey, I want to lose some weight. I want to get into shape or whatever. Well, why? Is it because you want to feel better or you want to be around, you want to live a better quality of life for the people in your family? What is it? So know your personal why. Everybody's why is going to be different, but know your personal why. Tip number two, move past the fear of failure. Move past the fear of failure. See, a lot of people don't take the risk because they're afraid of what could possibly go wrong. A lot of people always want to look at the worst case scenario in the situation. And trust me, I've been there. I've done that. The worst case scenario. Why? Oh man, it could possibly go wrong. This could possibly happen. This could happen. This could happen. And then so you're thinking you're so into the worst case scenario, you forget that the risk can actually take your life or your career to a whole nother level. See, you not picking up, maybe you're in business and you not picking up the phone to call and ask somebody if they would like your service or your product can hurt you in the long run because that could possibly take you to the next level. Also, but that also goes hand in hand with everything else that you got going on, your career, whatever. You not taking that risk can really, really hinder you because you're afraid of what could go wrong instead of what could go right. And see, that's my next tip. My next tip is think about the upside. Think about what can possibly happen, what could possibly change if you do lose the weight, if you do make the team, if you do get accepted to the college that you want to. What is it? So you having that, taking that risk, and you thinking about the upside of what could possibly happen could really, really benefit you guys. And then tip number 4 is I personally advise you to seek advice from people, other risk takers, people that in your life that have taken that risk, that have done things that you personally want to achieve. Or maybe it's, you're starting a business and maybe it's other people that's already successful in that industry. Well, take advice from them. Don't take advice from people who don't take any risk, who want to just live life normally, who, why would you take advice from someone who's not even in the position that you want to be at? Hope that makes sense for everybody. And then tip number 5 is embrace change. And also embrace change and adapt. You want to embrace the change, you guys. Change is going to happen. Nothing's going to stay the same. Matter of fact, when I was growing up, there was flip phone. Matter of fact, I remember the first phone was just a straight up phone. Now we got these technology where we send in text. When I was growing up, at first, all you could do was call. You couldn't even text. It cost like a lot of money. Now we texting and calling. We're on live here. We're all over the place. But you got to be able to embrace the change and be willing to take risk in new things. Like for me, to be totally honest, you guys, getting in front of the camera used to be something I was like, oh man, I don't know. I was nervous about it, but it was something new, and I knew it would help me out more. And so you got to be able to embrace change and adapt in whatever endeavor it is that you want. Be willing to accept that things are changing. The game of basketball has changed. The game of football has changed. There's little things that you got to be willing to adapt. But also, that same thing is in your business, is in your careers, in school. It's just so many different things that when you learn to embrace change, taking risk will become pretty much more easier for you, and you'll love it in the long run. And like always, I just love to end off with things like something that I kind of put together here, and I want you to think about this. If it's still on your mind, whatever it is, if it's still on your mind, it is worth taking a risk. Whatever it is on your mind, it's still worth taking a risk. Because if you want it, you should go for it. Take a risk, and don't always play it safe, or you'll die wondering what would have happened. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope y'all got value, and if you did, in the comments, maybe put value, put a fire emoji, or put something in the comments. Let me know that you got some value from it. And if you are catching a recording, let me know and that you did catch the recording. Hey, and that's all I got. Remember to take risks. Start today. Take a risk. Take a risk at something in your life. Change something. That's how change begins to happen, by you taking risks. But peace out, you guys, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.